Today, we are talking about falling in love with the fantasy. So, this could be falling in love with potential that you project onto someone that maybe you're dating or someone that you know, or it could also be falling in love with the fantasy of the ideal man that does not even exist yet. Either way, this episode is about all those times that we create a fantasy in our minds and then fall in love with that instead of what's real. What we want you to get out of this episode is to recognize when you're chasing the idea of connection instead of the reality of it, so that you can stop seeking perfection and start creating true and real intimacy. But we all have this idea of what love and relationships are supposed to look like, right? Even now, I want you, viewer, listener, to think about this, right? What is in your imagination, in your mind, the right partner and the right life that he has and the right look that he has? And of course, we have this idea of the right love story, the one that unfolds effortlessly, maybe, the one that looks great on Instagram, the one that all of our friends and family love. And this story that we weave is so compelling. It gives us something to hope for and something aspirational to work towards. Sounds nice. But the truth is, this story is a fantasy. And while there's nothing wrong with imagining what love could look like, it does become dangerous when we get attached to that version, to the story, to the fantasy. Because in doing so, we stop seeing people for who they actually are and start falling in love with a fairy tale that just does not exist. And then what the worst part of this is, we end up missing out on what we actually truly want, which is real connection and intimacy. Because, my friends, many of you probably know, who have been in relationships and have been in love, real love is not curated. It's messy, it's uncomfortable, it exposes all of the parts of us we don't want to see and we don't want others to see in us. But that's exactly where real connection begins, not in the fantasy of what it should look like or should be, but in the reality of what it actually is. So, as I said in the beginning, we're looking at this in two different flavors. One is falling in love with potential. That's when you see what someone could be and how they could be great for you instead of actually seeing them for who they are. Or that perfect boyfriend myth, the illusion that keeps us chasing this ideal man that doesn't actually exist yet.